Welcome back to our channel. The 2026 FIFA World Cup competition is just around the corner, and we are carrying on with our series of our global power rankings where we rank sides into how well we think they will perform at the upcoming competition. And today, the continent we're going through is Asia and Oceania, and we'll be listing out several teams and breaking them down based on their groups and how well we think they will perform at the World Cup. Victor, we're starting with Japan. Where do you rank them?
Putting them all the way up as contenders. Look, they've always been extremely difficult to play against historically. And given their group with Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia, I think there's a good to decent chance that they actually finish first. Remember, that's what they did at the last World Cup. They beat both Spain and Germany. I hope they get a nice deep run at least to the quarterfinals, if not beyond that. They're more than good enough for that.
Max, your take on that?
I wouldn't be that optimistic actually, and I'd probably say that they are dark horses for me, and also due to the group they have, because Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia, all of them can beat actually the Japan side, and they can even end up being third, and then they can face somebody from the first place, for example Spain or I don't know France, Germany, and somebody else, and they can be relegated in the round of 16. So I'd probably say dark horses, but they're somewhere between them.
Yeah, I'm actually going with Japan as contenders as well, because when you look at the group, to be honest, it's only Netherlands, in my opinion, that looks like a real threat. Sweden are not the Sweden we used to know. I mean, they got to the World Cup. I don't want to use the word luck, but we know how they labored to get to the World Cup. Tunisia are no longer the same Tunisia of 2004 and 6. They've also struggled even at the African competitions as well. So honestly, Japan have a chance. Anyways, let's move away from Japan and let's go now to Iran, Victor.
With everything that's going on, I think they will be tourists. And like what we saw from the women's team in Australia earlier this year, some might try to convert that tourist visa into something more permanent. I think there'll be more focus on the political situation than on the football side of things for sure. So, yeah, probably not going to achieve much.
Fair. Max, the take on that one?
I do feel like they're going through the groups actually, because there's New Zealand and Egypt that are probably worse than them, and also the Belgium side that obviously makes the first place. So I wouldn't say that they're the tourists, but I mean, I just feel like the outsiders fit them for sure, because yeah, they have plenty of good players, but overall team and recent results are not letting me put them higher than outsiders.
Yeah, I have to go with Max here. Calling Iran outsiders not because I think they are that good, but because of the opposition in their group. I mean, aside Belgium, to be fair, Egypt have failed to flatter for years. Salah is no longer Salah, with all due respect. So they would not be getting the Salah at the peak of their powers. I mean, at the peak of his powers. New Zealand are just, you really don't know what to get with them. So if you think about it, they're outsiders. If they can scrap a draw or an unlikely win here and there, maybe they have a chance, to be fair. Anyways, let's go over to New Zealand themselves, Victor.
You know, with everything that's going on with the Iranian team and the fact that Belgium and Egypt don't exactly scream world class either, I think New Zealand make it through. I have a few Kiwi friends and I know they'd be delighted. I'll put them in as outsiders because even if they go to the round of 32, they will most likely be out then and there.
Max, your take on New Zealand?
I'd probably say same, because I feel like they're making the third place and probably going through. I don't see Egypt winning a single game, honestly. And I'd say that they're really getting around the 32 for sure. So, I mean, we know only one player for the New Zealand side, that it's Wood, that was injured for the majority of the season, and you don't really know what to expect from him as well. So I'd say making third place and going to the round of 32 is already a good result for them. So it fits for me, for the outsiders.
For me, I'll call New Zealand dark horses because on face value, you can't really say they would go through. But when you look at it, technically they can actually go through. So if, like I said, if they can scrap, just like Iran as well, if they can scrap a win or a draw here and there, they can maybe finish even second or third. So to me, I see them as dark horses. But anyways, let's move on to Saudi Arabia.
You know, I think they might surprise a few people again. I'll go with outsiders for them, but I might have to upgrade that when they get a smash and grab 1-0 over Uruguay in the first game. In all seriousness, though, this is probably a group where 3 teams qualify, because there are also Spain and Cape Verde in there. So Saudi, if they give a proper thrashing to Cape Verde on match day 3, even after losing the other 2 games, they might actually still go through.
Max, your take on this?
Honestly, only the Salim is a good player in their squad, and if you look at the recent results, they lost to Serbia, is not playing on World Cup. Then they lost to Egypt 0-4 at home, also doesn't really scream good results. Then they lost to Jordan at home, drawn with Palestine. I mean, I'd probably say the tourist because I believe in Cabo Verde even more than in them, so I'd just go with tourists.
Yeah, for me, I'm going as outsiders for Saudi Arabia because, contrary to what people are thinking, there is no easy team in their group. Even Cape Verde, I follow Cape Verde a lot. They are not an easy side to play against. So I really can't see realistically where they get points from, to be fair. And the win against Argentina was just a lucky smash and grab for the ages. I don't think they will be that lucky, even against Cape Verde. And let's not forget that they are no longer with Avi Renard. That was very influential in their run last time. So I don't see them doing so well this time around. Anyways, let's go over to Qatar.
They're going to be tourists. They were tourists in their own country 3.5 years ago. They're going to do it again, just not at home. It's not a super tough group, this one. There's Canada, Switzerland, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, but I think Qatar are going to need quite a bit of luck to manage even a point in there.
Max, your take on this one?
I mean, honestly, at best they can get 1 point in this group because I feel like Canada and Switzerland definitely win against them, and Bosnia also showed some resilience in recent games, at least against Italy, for example. So I'd say 1 point is the best outcome for them, so it's definitely Taurus.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to see them as tourists as well. I can't point at a single game here that they can win. Not Canada, not Bosnia, definitely not Switzerland. So, just like Victor put it, they are going to need a huge amount of luck to even do anything decent. So, unfortunately, I see them as tourists in this one. So there you go. These are our global power rankings for part 1 for the Asia and Oceania continent, because there will still be a part 2 where we'll talk about the remaining teams for this continent. But anyways, to our viewers out there, tell us what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree with some of our rankings? Let us know, and we'll be waiting to hear from you.